Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video class. Today we will study winds, storms and cyclones, class 7 science chapter 8. We already know that moving air is called wind, and when the cold water is poured over a hot can, some steam in the can condenses into the water, reducing the amount of air inside. The pressure of the air inside the can decreases than the pressure exerted by the air from outside the can. So as a result, the can get compressed, and from this we confirm that air exerts pressure. This is what the activity 1 uh, concludes. And then comes high speed winds are accompanied by reduced air pressure. See in this figure and this activity at this figure at point 1, the boy is trying to blow a ball, paper ball, which is kept at the mouth of a bottle. When we blow into the mouth of the bottle, the air near the mouth has higher speed. This decreases the pressure there, and the air pressure inside the bottle is higher than near the mouth. Inside the bottle pushes the ball out, and the boy is not able to uh, blow this ball inside the bottle. And again in the another activity, when we try to blow the paper strip, as shown in this figure, when we blow the paper strip, it went upward. It happened because because while blowing over the paper, there is a reduce in air pressure above this paper strip. Increase the wind speed is indeed accompanied by a reduced air pressure. We conclude this point from these activities. The greater the difference in pressure, the faster the air moves. Air moves from a region of higher pressure to the region of low pressure. Then comes air expands on heating. On heating, the air expands and occupies more space. And from the activity, we can easily understand that the warm air is lighter than the cold air. That's the reason that the smoke goes up. The difference in temperature is evolved in this. See here, we already know from this activity that when we hang two equal paper bags or plastic bag in equal balance, and when we put candle flame in another bag, there is imbalance in the weight, and this is causes due to the increase in the temperature in one bag. In nature, there are several situations where warm air rises at a place. When air pressure at that place is lower, the cold air from surrounding areas rushes into it to fill that place. On heating, the air expands and occupies more space. When the same thing occupies more space, it's become lighter. The warm air is lighter than the cold air. This is the reason that smoke goes up. When air pressure at a place is lower, cold air from surrounding areas rushes into it to fill it. Then comes wind currents are generated due to uneven heating on Earth's surface. First is unheating between the equator and the poles. Region close to the equator get maximum heat from the sun. The warm air rises, and the colder air from the region in the 0 to 3 degree latitudes belt on either side of the equator moves in. These winds blow from the north and the south toward the equator. At the poles, the air is colder than that at a latitude about 60 degrees. See here in this figure 8.8, you can check in your textbook also. You will see the direction of the wind flow. Okay, the arrow in the pink color, dark pink color, show the movement and direction of wind. The warm air at this latitude rises up, and the cold air from the polar region rushes in to take its place. In this way, wind circulation is set up from the poles to the warmer latitudes. The winds flow in a north-south direction from north to south or from south to north. And then comes uneven heating of land and water. In nature, there are several situations where warm air rises at a place. When air pressure at a place is lower, the cold air from the surrounding areas rushes in to fill its place. And this is what we see in summer and winter. Check in this figure 8.9. During summer, land near the equator warms up faster, and most of the time the temperature of the land is higher than that of water in the oceans. The air over the land gets heated and rises. This causes the wind to flow from oceans toward the land, and thus the monsoon winds happen. These monsoon winds carry water and it rains, and this rains is very helpful for our farmers of our country, and very important for a good harvest. In winter, the direction of the wind flow gets reversed. That means the land surface get lesser amount of sun's radiation, and the wind flows from land toward the sea. In nature itself, there are certain situations that can sometimes create disasters and pose threat to humans, animals, and plant life. Now we are going to study. Okay, now let's study thunderstorm and cyclones. Thunderstorm develop in hot, humid tropical areas like India very frequently. And let's see how thunderstorm is happen. The rising temperature produce strong upward rising winds. These winds carry water droplets upwards, where they freeze and fall down again. The swift movement of the falling water droplets along with the rising air create lightning and sounds, and it is this event we call the thunderstorm. And now let's see how a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. Water takes off heat from the atmosphere to change into vapor, which changes back to liquid form as raindrops. And the heat is released to the atmosphere. The heat released to the atmosphere warms the air around. The air tends to raise and causes a drop in pressure. More air rushes to the center of the storm, and this cycle is repeated, and a chain of events ends with the formation of a very low pressure system with very high speed winds revolving around it. And it is this condition that is called a cyclone. In figure 8.1 in the picture, we show a satellite view of the cyclone in our textbook. You should check it. And here in this figure 8.11, it shows the formation of a cyclone. Okay, here check the direction of wind. Okay, and the factors for the development of cyclones are wind speed, wind direction, temperature, and humidity. Now let's come to the destruction caused by cyclones. Strong winds push water toward the shore is the first indication of an approaching cyclone. The water waves produced by the wind are so powerful that a person cannot overcome them. Cyclones are destructive. Seawater enters the low-lying coastal areas, causing severe loss of life and property. It also reduces the fertility of the soil. Continuous heavy rainfall may further worsen the flood situations, damage houses, telephone communication systems, trees, etc. And here is a case which happened in 1999 in Odisha. On October 18, 1999, a cyclone hit Odisha with a wind speed of 200 kilometers per hour. The cyclone smashed around 45,000 houses, making 7 lakhs people homeless. On 29 October the same year, again the A second cyclone with a wind speed of 260 kilometers per hour hit Orissa again. It was accompanied by water waves about 9 meters high. Then thousands of people lost their lives. Properties worth crores of rupees were destroyed. The cyclone affected agriculture, transport, communication, and electricity supplies. The east coastline of India is vulnerable to cyclones. The west coast of India is less vulnerable to cyclone storm, both in terms of intensity and frequency of the cyclones. A cyclone is known by different names in different parts of the world. It is called hurricanes in American continent. In Philippines and Japan, it is called a typhoons. In figure 8.1914, you can observe a picture of typhoon. Now comes to tornado. A tornado is a dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from sky to the ground. And in our figure 8.16, you must find a figure showing tornado figure. Tornado safe. Most of the tornadoes are weak. A violent tornado can travel a speed of about 300 kilometers per hour. Tornado uh, within may be formed within a cyclone or during a cyclone. Then comes to the effective safety measures from a cyclone. A cyclone forecast and warning system is important. Rapid communication of warning to the government agencies, the ports, fishermen, ships, and to the general public. Construction of cyclone shelter in the cyclone prone areas and administrative arrangement for moving people faster to safer places. And let's see some other precautions if you are staying in a cyclone hit areas. Don't drink water that could be contaminated. Always store drinking water for emergencies. Don't touch wet switches and fallen power lines. You may it may happen short circuit. Okay. Don't go out just for the sake of fun. Don't pressurize the rescue force by making undue demand. Cooperate and help your neighbors and friends. And let's see the advanced technology which helps in prediction of cyclone. Coastal residents may have had less than a day to prepare or evacuate their homes from an oncoming cyclone. The world today is very different, and we should thank to the satellite and radars. A cyclone alert or cyclone watch is issued 48 hours in advance of any expected storms, and a cyclone warning is issued 24 hours in advance. Several international and national organizations cooperates to monitor the cyclone related disasters. And with this, it comes to the end of this chapter and completion of our video class. Here is the home assignment. Complete this home assignment as soon as possible. Watch this video with your NCERT science textbook and feel free to ask any doubt. See you soon in the next video class. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy.